The dawn of the Viking Age marks a transformative era in European history, beginning in the late 8th century with the infamous raid on the Lindisfarne Monastery in 793 AD. This period is defined by the emergence of Norse seafarers from Scandinavia, known as Vikings, who ventured beyond their homelands to raid, trade, and settle across Europe. As expert navigators and fierce warriors, the Vikings exploited their superior longships to travel vast distances with great speed, launching surprise attacks on unsuspecting coastal towns and monasteries. This pivotal moment represents the commencement of a 3-century-long saga where the Vikings dominated the European landscape, leaving an indelible mark on the political and cultural development of the continent. The significance of the dawn of the Viking Age lies in its profound impact on medieval Europe, reshaping its history and geopolitical boundaries. As the Vikings expanded their reach, they established trade routes that connected the East and West, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. Moreover, their military prowess was unmatched, leading to the establishment of settlements and political entities, such as the Duchy of Normandy, which were instrumental in shaping European history. One notable example of Viking influence is the founding of the city of Dublin in 841 AD, which became a vital trading hub and the centre of a burgeoning kingdom in Ireland. Another illustration of their impact is the Treaty of Saint-Clair-sur-Epte in 911 AD, where the Viking chieftain Rollo was granted land by the French king Charles the Simple, leading to the creation of Normandy. These examples demonstrate the Vikings' ability to seamlessly blend aggression with diplomacy, altering the course of history in these regions. While the Viking Age is often romanticized, it is not without controversy. Critics argue that the focus on their violent raids overshadows their contributions to trade and cultural exchange. Furthermore, the narrative of the Vikings as mere marauders ignores the complex socio-political structures they established in Europe. Some historians also debate the extent to which Viking activity was driven by economic necessity versus sheer ambition. The dawn of the Viking Age is intrinsically connected to the broader theme of how these Norse seafarers changed history forever. Their initial raids set the stage for both conflict and collaboration with European kingdoms, ultimately leading to significant cultural and technological advancements. As the Viking Age progressed, these seafaring warriors solidified their legacy as both feared conquerors and innovative settlers, weaving their presence into the very fabric of European history. In discussing the dominance of Vikings over Europe, it's crucial to define them as seafaring Norse people from Scandinavia, whose exploration, trade, and warfare left a lasting imprint on European history from the late 8th to early 11th centuries. They are often remembered not only as fierce warriors, but also as skilled navigators and traders who ventured far beyond their homeland, influencing a vast area through both violence and cultural exchange. The significance of this dominance lies in their ability to alter the course of history through their raids, settlements, and eventual assimilation into various cultures across Europe. Their activities paved the way for the development of new trade routes, the spread of Scandinavian culture, and the formation of political structures that ultimately shaped medieval Europe. A dramatic highlight of their influence can be found in two notable examples: the raid on the Lindisfarne Monastery in 793, which marked the beginning of the Viking Age, and the Battle of Stamford Bridge in 1066. The former is often cited as the catalyst that struck fear into the heart of Europe, showcasing the Vikings' brutal efficiency and their daring ability to strike at the heart of religious and economic centers. The latter, a massive confrontation in England, signaled the end of the Viking Age, but demonstrated their strategic prowess and willingness to fight until the last breath, leaving a legacy of bravery and resilience. The Vikings' ruthless reputation is supported by many historians who view them as catalysts for change, whose raids forced European entities to strengthen defenses and rethink military strategies, thus inadvertently unifying disparate territories into nascent nations. However, this perspective is not without its controversies. Some scholars argue that the narrative of Viking savagery overshadows their roles as traders and settlers who brought significant cultural and technological advancements, such as shipbuilding techniques and contributions to navigation. Yet, the Viking impact was not limited to warfare. Their integration into local societies, especially in places like Normandy and Rus, redefined these regions' political landscapes. This interconnectedness of raids and settlements illustrates how the Viking influence was as much about assimilation and adaptation as it was about conquest. Understanding this dual nature connects their story to the broader narrative of European development, highlighting the transformative power of cultural interaction and conflict. As the script unfolds, the audience is taken on a journey that reveals not just the might of Viking warriors, but also the enduring cultural exchanges that forever changed the face of Europe. The term Rise of the Norse Seafarers refers to the emergence and expansion of the Vikings, renowned for their exceptional maritime skills and adventurous spirit between the late 8th and early 11th centuries. These Norsemen, originating from present-day Scandinavia, were not just fierce warriors, but also skilled navigators and traders, whose longships became the emblem of their dominance and influence across Europe. Their ability to traverse vast oceans and rivers enabled them to explore, raid, trade, and eventually settle in diverse regions, leaving an indelible mark on history. This rise was significant as it catalyzed the Viking Age, a period characterized by dynamic cultural exchanges, formidable conflicts, and profound impacts on European societies. Their audacious raids, such as the infamous attack on the Lindisfarne Monastery in 793 AD, heralded the beginning of their widespread incursions into British Isles, Frankish territories, and beyond. The strategic prowess of the Vikings is exemplified in battles like the Siege of Paris in 845 AD, where they extracted a hefty ransom from the Carolingian Empire, showcasing their tactical ingenuity and shaping the political landscape of medieval Europe. One cannot overlook the establishment of the Duchy of Normandy by Vikings under Rollo, which later played a pivotal role in the conquest of England. Additionally, the discovery of new lands, notably the settlement in Greenland and the brief exploration of North America by Leif Erikson, underscores their legacy as pioneers of exploration. Supporters of the Vikings' historical influence argue that their seafaring prowess facilitated a unique blend of cultural exchange, contributing to the evolution of European societies. However, their legacy is not without controversy. Many view Vikings primarily as brutal invaders who inflicted violence and chaos. This conflict of perspectives underscores the complexity of their role in history. Despite their reputation as marauders, the Vikings were also settlers and traders, establishing key trading routes that enhanced cultural interactions and spurred economic growth. Their adaptability and willingness to integrate with indigenous cultures transformed them from feared invaders to assimilated and influential citizens in many regions. The rise of Norse seafarers connects intricately to the larger narrative of Viking dominance in Europe. Their mastery of the seas enabled not only successful raids and conquests, but also the spread of ideas, technologies, and cultural practices, altering the course of European history. As we delve into their history, we uncover a multifaceted legacy that demonstrates how warriors turned sailors influenced a continent and shaped our world. The history of Viking dominance over Europe is a tale of ambition, exploration, and transformation that reshaped the continent forever. The Vikings, originating from Scandinavia, were not just seafaring marauders. They were explorers, traders, and settlers whose influence extended far beyond their raids. Their dominance is characterized by a series of military campaigns, cultural exchanges, and settlements that left an indelible mark on European history. The significance of Viking dominance lies in their unparalleled ability to navigate and exploit the waterways of Europe. Their iconic longships allowed them to conduct lightning-fast raids on coastal towns and penetrate deep into the heart of Europe via rivers, spreading fear and chaos. This mobility and unpredictability forced European kingdoms to adapt, leading to changes in military strategies and fortifications that would shape medieval warfare. One example of Viking warfare is the infamous Siege of Paris in 845 AD, where Viking forces, led by the legendary Ragnar Lothbrok, sailed up the Seine and besieged the city, eventually extracting a ransom to spare it. This event marked a pivotal moment in Frankish history, highlighting the vulnerabilities of even the most powerful kingdoms. Another example is the establishment of the Danelaw in England, a region under Viking control that fostered cultural assimilation and legal reforms, profoundly influencing the English language and legal system. While the romanticized image of Vikings as noble savages is popular, their legacy is not without controversy. Some historians argue that their violent raids hampered the development of early European societies. Others, however, contend that the Vikings were also agents of change, facilitating trade networks and cultural exchanges that enriched Europe. The Viking influence connects to broader aspects, such as the eventual integration of Viking settlers into European societies. Their conversion to Christianity and alliances through marriage with European nobility illustrate their adaptability and the merging of cultures. This blending of traditions ultimately contributed to the formation of new national identities and political structures across Europe. In understanding the history of Viking dominance, we see a multifaceted narrative of warfare, exploration, and cultural transformation. Their story challenges us to reconsider the simplistic labels of conquerors or barbarians, revealing instead a complex legacy that echoes throughout European history. Through their dramatic incursions and eventual assimilation, the Vikings irrevocably altered the course of European development, leaving a heritage that continues to captivate our imagination. That will be all for this video. Do not forget to like and subscribe.